Hey guys, earlier in the one take vlog that Alex did, this person right here, she mentioned that we'd be trying to go to Busch Gardens, and we finally decided what day we were gonna go. We're trying to get some ideas on best ways to navigate through the park and just tips and tricks, really. Um, that's one of my things that I like to do. I like to find uh, any way to maximize not spending as much money. I that's why when we go to Universal, I always mention like the butterbeer glasses. When you buy the souvenir mug, you get 99-cent refills all day, and whenever you bring it to the park, and you can get that at City Walk, you can get it at Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure. So it'll be interesting to see the parallels, and we might have to just do our own self-discovery of this. Um, but I think it'll be fun, and we're excited to go. I know it's been a while for me. Uh, Alex, when was the last time you went to Busch Gardens?
My 8th grade graduation, so 8 years ago.
There you go. So it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and we both really love animals. So
Manima!
so the whole ideal of having a theme park and a pseudo zoo um, that's not an arm and a leg. Disney. um, it makes it kind of nice, and especially since it's closer to us than having to drive 2.5 hours away. It's more of like an hour drive, and we can get there, and we can do a full day, and it won't be um, as late when we get home. It'll be late, but it won't be as bad as it would normally be. Oh yeah, if you ever find yourself in Tampa, there's a couple things you can do. Visit the museums. All of the museums um, in in Tampa are wonderful. I've personally been to Mosey only to see an IMAX.
Mosey's fun.
I've never actually gone through it, so that's
I've gone to Mosey like 9,000 times.
yeah. I've never gone, but I'd like to. So maybe that's something we'll do together, all of us, and go check it out. I've been to the Orlando Science Center, and I'm assuming it's fairly similar to the Science Center. It might be a little more interactive.
It's definitely smaller than the Orlando Science Center, and they have an outdoor like obstacle course thing and like a lot of interaction and stuff. I don't remember. I went there for my anatomy and physiology class in high school, and then a bunch of other sciencey classes. I went there.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never, like I said, the only time I've been there was to watch an IMAX. Their IMAX theaters, top notch. Um, then there's Busch Gardens. You've got the Dolly Museum. You've got the Tampa Aquarium.
Don't they have a Ripley's?
I don't believe they have a Ripley's in Tampa. I believe the only ones you'll find are going to be in Orlando and Jacksonville.
There's a U.S. Coast Guard base there, and there's also MacDill Air Force Base, which you can go on and have breakfast at the cafe. And what else is there?
The cool thing about MacDill is just where it's located, because it's right on the bay. Like, if I've been to for a little while, my dad and I used to go to the IndyCar races throughout Florida, and then they started doing road course racing more often in their seasons, and so they ended up taking the streets of St. Petersburg, and these cars would run on the streets of St. Petersburg.
That
So,
was
and the front straightaway for the whole track was one of the runways at MacDill, and it was awesome. And you could see right into the water, and these cars are hauling. I mean, they're going at exponential amounts of speed just on the straightaways and cutting through the corner. It was awesome. It was great.
They also have Ybor City, which is like for adults. I would not suggest.
And it's so
it.
scary.
It is really sketchy, guys. But I'm sure at night it's not sketchier than any other clubbing place.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, I know it's bad, but it's not as safe as City Walk. But if you go to other clubbing areas in like different cities and
Yeah, I guess
states,
so. It's probably
just
about
as
the
bad.
same.
And then
Ybor was scary. Been there.
I've
Been
there
there.
too. During the day, it's not that bad. And then they have like Tampa's a port, so like there's a lot of boats and probably restaurants on the water and boat tours and stuff like that. Beaches.
But leading back to the general point that I was going to make after going on that long tangent, you've got all this great stuff in Tampa that you can do, and you've got a lot of things in St. Petersburg you can do in the same
Ooh, and the
sense.
Skyway Bridge.
Yeah, that's one of
I
the
like the
main
Skyway Bridge.
points, the Skyway Bridge.
Don't eat banana peppers and then touch your eyes on the Skyway Bridge. I did that. I had a sub at Subway, and Mom and I were going over from when my uncle lived in St. Pete. And we went over the Skyway Bridge, and this was like when I first started eating banana peppers, and so dumbass over here like ate the banana pepper and then like rubbed her eye, and oh my god, it fucking burned so bad, and we were stuck on the top of the Skyway Bridge in traffic. So yeah, that's bad. Like people have been stuck on there and pooped in their cars because it's a big bridge, guys. And if you're stuck in traffic, you're stuck in traffic. And if you gotta goes, you gotta goes. So, but I didn't do that. I just touched my eye.
I've never been personally stuck on the Skyway.
Yeah, it normally is hardly ever stuck, so that's a good thing. But
Yeah, it's a weird situation when it comes to that. But anyway, again, rounding back to my original point after being diverged 3 different directions. Alex mentioned earlier the Laurie Park Zoo. If you've never been to Laurie Park, it's wonderful. It's a nice big park, and on top of that, they have a zoo. And the zoo is absolutely wonderful. The things that this park does for the animals is amazing. And the habitats that they've built for them are very nice and roomy, and they're very much it's very much a wonderful experience. Alex and I went for one of our anniversaries, and to surprise her, I called up Laurie Park Zoo because I had noticed that they did an adoption program where you can spend X amount of dollar and you could adopt an animal. And so I said, well, that'd be cool, and I started to look at what I could get. And so I looked and I looked and I looked, and I said, okay, I narrowed it down to a couple, and I made a final decision. And so before we went, I called them and said, okay, I'd like to adopt a clouded leopard. If you've never seen a clouded leopard before, go right now, pause the video, search for it. Just about the most adorable damn cat you would ever see in your entire life. Anyway, so then I called them, they set up the package and everything, and I got like the complete deluxe package for it. I think I spent like maybe $100, $120, something crazy like that. It was totally worth it.
did you really? I thought it was only like 50.
I thought it was maybe it was 100. It might have been 100. It was expensive, but it was.
I didn't know it was that much.
it in all reality, it was completely and totally worth it because we got to see the animal that we adopted. We got to just enjoy ourselves at this location. It was wonderful. And so part of her package, she got this fluffy little thing right here. And then right next to it, you have a picture of a clouded leopard. That's what they look like. In
They're so
all
cute.
their adorableness. They are such wonderful animals. And they're just unfortunate.
They're so cute.
Unfortunately, where they're located at in Asia, and mostly it's about southeastern Asia,
Taiwan, Malaysia, India, Nepal.
in that area, and unfortunately, the native people
Oh,
believe
my
in
God.
taking their body parts and taking things and using it for medicine, and it's super unfortunate.
You have to show us them. This will lighten the mood, guys. You have to save the kitty. Look at him! He's so cute! You can't let them die.
Yeah, it's super unfortunate. They're such beautiful animals. They're not very big, but they're so beautiful in that same sense.
Their bodies are like 3 feet and their tail is like 3 feet.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And
They're so cute. Look at this one. Look at sleeping. Look at what show them. Look at him sleeping. Look at him.
anyway, but the one cool thing about Laurie Park is I did research leading up to all this, doing all the adoption stuff, and I wanted to do something that would be kind of in the long term more helpful. And when I was reading about the clouded leopards, I found out that Laurie Park's one of only a couple zoos that actually has
San Diego,
uh,
Houston.
there's only a couple zoos that actually have clouded leopards, and they're all in conjunction with each other, and are breeding these beautiful animals. And
Guess what?
the cool thing was that when it's been probably about 2 years since we've been to Laurie Park, and just last year we asked, not even just a couple months ago, we asked ourselves, what are the clouded leopards doing now there? We wondered about them, we were curious about them, we did the research, and we found out that they both had cubs, and we saw videos of these cubs, and they're so
This is
cute.
The club, the Lowry Park Clouded Leopard Club.
Yep, here they are.
It's Nim's baby. They only have 2, a boy and a girl. And this is their cub. I think they had just 1 cub.
I think it was 2, but I'm not sure. You might want to, you can go on Laurie's website and they'll have all that information. Or you can go on Laurie Park
when
Zoo.
they donate to the
Yeah,
club.
please, if you have any money to spare, donate to Laurie Park Zoo and the Clouded Leopards. We'll leave a link down below and leave you with all that information so that you're able to do what you can for the Clouded Leopards, just as we could do for them.
Yeah, guys, we're college students and we live off of ramen noodles. So, there's no excuse. Animals are more important.
I don't remember who said this, but this was a quote I just recently saw. Actually, I think it was at the Disney thing. When she got, the hall, she got the Disney animal conservation buttons, and it basically says preserving animals for our future children, and these animals that are on the endangered species list may not be seen by the next generation because of the over poaching and the excavation of specific parts of these animals, like elephants for ivory, and for the clouded leopards, normally their bones or their teeth for medicine.
I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I don't feel like that's what.
And it's super unfortunate, and it's we need to preserve the animals for the future, and they shouldn't be taken out because what we're doing to them unnaturally. So, to brighten it up, needless to say, going to Tampa, gonna go visit Busch Gardens, and we should have a lot of fun. We're gonna do more research, look for some little things, see if we can find anything, and we're lucky enough that we happen to be going at a time where they're doing, this is brand new, it's only about maybe a year or two old. The Food and Wine Festival at Busch Gardens is happening during this time period that we're going. The night we go, the Goo Goo Dolls are playing, so there's a live concert, there's food and drink and all kinds of fun stuff. It apparently opens at noon, so we can sample all this great food from noon till the concert probably starts or maybe ends. But needless to say, we're gonna bring you guys along. You guys are gonna experience Busch Gardens with us, and especially from a point of view of not having been there in a long time. For me, it's been about 4 years, and I went with my sister and her friend, and we had a blast. We went pretty much maybe every 3 weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks, and it was a lot of fun. We had a blast, and it'll be fun to do. And if for anybody who is thinking about getting annual passes to Busch Gardens, they have annual passes. It does save you some money in parking and some extra stuff, because that's the way annual passes work. But there is a cheaper option. You can always get a fun pass, which basically you pay for a day and then you get to come back basically any day you want for the entire year. There's no blackout dates. You can come in, you can go experience things. You separately ticketed events like Howl-O-Scream and other things are not a part of it. Luckily, with our Fun Pass, we are able to still experience the Food and Wine Festival. So, and even with a day pass, you can experience that. But we'll be going, and I think we'll have a lot of fun. What do you think?
I like roller coasters.
She won't go on Sheikah, though.
I've been on Sheikah.
She won't go on Sheikah with me, though.
I don't like being suspended like this. Excuse me for finding that unnatural. My body's like, oh, hells no. It's not supposed to be like that. So.
I understand completely. And then I noticed something recently, while looking at the park map. Does anybody know if Gwazi's completely dead?
Gwazi's gone!
Is
We'll
it
find
gone?
out.
It's not. There's nothing on the park map. And I haven't done the research enough to go in and say, oh, is Gwazi completely closed? Is it gone? Is this something?
Does anybody care?
Yeah, I'm wondering. But, they call the area that they do the Food and Wine Festival, where the stage is for the band and everything, they call it Gwazi Field.
So.
Which makes me wonder if that was where Gwazi stood at one point, and now it's completely been demolished, and they just put grass over it and did whatever. If Busch Gardens is really smart after Cobra's Curse, they might take that land and use it even more. But
Don't get rid of the animals.
no, they're not getting rid of the animals. That's the lucky thing. Cobra's Curse, for those of you who haven't heard of Cobra's Curse, is a brand new roller coaster coming in to Busch Gardens. The SeaWorld, the company that owns Busch Gardens is SeaWorld Entertainment, which is a part of a umbrella company called, I want to say it's the Blackstone Group.
Something like that.
And they've been really having some grueling days with SeaWorld just
Blackfish.
itself, with the Blackfish fiascos, and so its attendance has been down and a lot of stuff has been down, but they're really working towards renewing that image that has been put upon them because of this bad publicity and because of their own fault in a way. If you've seen Blackfish, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But needless to say, the best thing that's happened to those parks is the fact that SeaWorld is getting a Hypercoaster Mako, and the fact that Busch Gardens is getting a brand new roller coaster. Though Busch Gardens, of the two parks, has been the more favorited.
Yeah, and keeping them alive, because otherwise they would have been gone.
Yeah, I think really the Busch Gardens parks are keeping afloat the SeaWorld parks across the United States, because you've got Tampa and Williamsburg. Williamsburg has always been a very popular park, and Tampa has been a fairly popular park. And, you know, I think because Tampa's done as well as it has, and when you look, the last edition that SeaWorld had, was Antarctica, which, to tell you the truth, is not a great edition at all.
Good polar bears.
It's got it's a interactive way of featuring these animals, but it's not that great of a ride system that they use to incorporate with it. And unfortunately, that's all they had. But when you look at Busch Gardens, they got Jungala. And then after Jungala, they got Falcon's Fury. Then after Falcon's Fury,
Jungala.
what?
What's Jungala?
Jungala's that real, like that, where the orangutans are and the tigers are. It's a really, if you haven't, I guess you haven't really seen it. Okay,
I went
we'll see.
with Cheetah Hunt. I remember this Jungala thing.
Yeah, Jungala's there. It was there. Oh, and I even forgot about Cheetah Hunt. Cheetah Hunt came in probably just about in the same time Jungala did, and you know, then we got Falcon's Fury, and now we're getting Cobra's Curse. Take a look at Cobra's Curse. It's going to be a really exciting ride. We will hopefully be going to Busch Gardens a couple times this year, after buying the Fun Pass, so that we can ourselves experience Cobra's Curse and be able to tell you guys how we feel about the ride itself. But
I'm not doing that for Falcon's Fury, I can tell you that much.
no, we can't get over the fact of the way the ride works.
Well, I'm afraid of heights anyway.
And for me, I had heard so many problems
People are
with
gonna die on that.
the building of that ride that it just turned me off, and it scared me. I've seen many people go on it and they love it and they will shout to the mountaintops on how great of a ride it is. I just, it's hard for me to trust something that I heard had so many problems along the way. Anyway, it was fun talking to you guys for a little while. Gonna start editing the soda challenge review video that I should have had up a while ago, but because of midterm week
Did you even
leading
have
into,
a midterm?
yeah, I did, but it was the week prior, and then I still, during this nice spring break, I had a take-home exam, so I have to do that sometime this week for foreman analysis.
You can do it tomorrow. While I'm at work, because you have nothing else besides work.
I totally forgot that I had to work. I thought it was going to be an easy day tomorrow.
You give away your shift. Since you need to take your exam.
No, I can't give away my shift.
Maddie's back in town.
That's true, I could. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I'll take an easy day.
It's not an easy day. You need to do your exam. When else are you gonna do it?
Oh, I can do it little by little.
Okay, then do it little by little, whatever.
It's not that big a deal. I can do like a couple hours each day, and or not even a couple hours, a couple minutes, 30 minutes, half hour. Anyway, great talking to you guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And we'll give you some more adventures with the Everything Vlog. We hope you all enjoy. And we'll see you next time.